Hey there, Internet. I want to say up front that I don't like to talk about political things on this channel because I know that I am not in any way well equipped to speak to most of those issues. I've never spent any large amount of time studying the policies and issues involved, and I actively distance myself from most of the mainstream day-to-day news coverage because I figure, why add more worry to my life if it's something that I cannot directly affect? So I usually decide it's best to just let other people talk about it and move on. I also like to try and keep this a fairly lighthearted, entertaining philosophization zone and not get so heavy. But the fact of the matter is that there has been one thing, and just about one thing only, on my mind for the past 3-4 days, and I think it's dumb for me not to talk about it. If you don't want to hear it, feel free to click away, watch something else, or do watch it and then lambaste me in the comments below because I'm an idiot. I don't really care. Because I no longer want to sit quiet and ignore the fact that our country has reached the point where children being murdered en masse is no longer a surprising thing. Saddening? Yes. Frustrating? Absolutely. Enraging? It should be. But surprising? No. And I couldn't tell you how exactly we got to that point, but we're here, and something has got to be done. I don't think anyone would disagree with me that something needs to be done. The problem is that no one can seem to agree on what it is that needs to be done. I'm going to massively oversimplify here. On the one side of the line, you have conservatives who say, well, we of course can't get rid of gun rights because that's there in the Constitution. We just need to really work hard on cracking down on mental health issues and seeking out people who have disciplinary problems and cracking down on them and eliminating those kind of concerns and protecting people from those issues. And on the other side, you have the more liberal mindset that says, well, if those people can't get guns in the first place, then obviously they're not going to go around shooting a whole bunch of people, so we need to either eliminate gun rights or severely crack down on them or implement all sorts of policies that prevent who exactly can get guns and make it substantially harder. And in the irony of all ironies, these two sides seem to be so irate and convinced that the others are absolute idiots that you fear that they might attack the other just as much as the issues that they're trying to address involve people attacking other people. And for me to sit here and break down the history of gun rights in America and all of the various nuances of the issue on both sides of the coins, because let me tell you, I to some extent agree with both sides of the issue and think they both have solid points. To analyze all those nuances is not my place. I'm not well educated enough. I don't have enough time on this platform to address them fully, and I'm sure dozens of other people have done much better jobs. But I do have one thing to add to this, and sadly, it's something that I don't really see anywhere from any mainstream sources, and it is the key to this entire issue. It is the solution to the entire issue, and it breaks my heart that so many people ignore it. What both of those mainstream philosophies fail to take into account is that humanity and the world are fundamentally broken, decayed, and to a certain extent, evil. Certainly not in totality, but every part of day-to-day life has been tinged by evil and hatred and sin. And for some reason, people fail to see that when something bad happens, it cannot be completely controlled by a human solution. Because if the people making the solutions are just as broken as the people causing the problems, it is an inherently flawed system. Hate will only beget more hate, no matter how hard you try and crack down on policies or people. The blind cannot lead the blind. I'm trying to think of some sort of segue into the next part of my point, but it doesn't exist. I'm just gonna blurt it. The only thing that can solve this problem of hatred and attack and rage is love. Pure, selfless, forgiving, hopeful love. And not just the kind that says, sure, I'm gonna let you do your thing and I'm not gonna address the problems in your life. I'm just gonna live and let live. That is not love. True love is what seeks the best for others, views them as more important than yourself, forgives all things, endures all things, and ultimately pushes the other human being towards Christ. That's right, I'm bringing the Bible into this because the Bible should have been in it from the beginning. Because that love does not come from human beings. I don't know about you, but I'm not capable of generating that sort of selfless, unconditional sensation. Love is not a sensation, that's a whole other can of worms. Fortunately, there is one man who lived about 2,000 years ago who changed how we are able to live our lives if we are willing to follow him. That would be Jesus Christ. And his is not an easy example to follow. In fact, it's incredibly difficult and ultimately impossible for humans as humans. But through Jesus' death, he provided the opportunity for us to set aside our sin and our hate and our evil and choose instead to follow him, to serve him, and to pass on his love for us to other people. That is the solution, the only solution for the hatred we see in our world today. And until more people are willing to address that and confront the hatred in their own lives, things are not going to get any better. I don't care if you outlaw every gun on the planet. I don't care if you get every mentally ill person or criminal under control. Evil will continue if it is not conquered by love. It's as simple as that. If anyone out there is still listening and you have questions and I've piqued your curiosity and you would like to know more, please send me a message, leave a comment below. I would love to talk to you about where it is this love comes from. I pray daily that we might soon see things start to change. And in the meantime, I pray for healing for all those countless individuals whose lives have been destroyed by these sorts of events. And I hope that you can at least do the same. Deuces.